everyone, it's Billy Root from 58 Magazine, and happy 2023. In this video, I want to talk about purpose, which to me is consciously creating your life and being fully responsible for it. So to start off this year, let's talk about some hard-hitting truths so you can activate your soul and live with purpose. Because let's be honest, not everyone expresses their soul or lives with purpose, and the only reason why is due to this inherited ego mind. I'm going to use the shows and films Doctor Strange, The Last of Us, His Dark Materials, and Alice in Borderland to explain this reality and the ascension of consciousness. So in this video, let's trigger your egos, because honestly, that's the only thing stopping you from everything you desire. It is the cause of all suffering and symbolized as all villains in films, TV, theater, and music. Whether it is an actual character or force, it is the only limitation humans will ever experience. But most lack the courage, intelligence, and heart to overcome it. But this video will help you to do so.
They don't know you and I are in this universe yet. So hopefully I'll have some time to explain. I'm not your husband, and he's not the one you know. I'm another version of him from another life path, another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very busy today. No time to help you.
There's a great evil that has taken root in my world, and it's begun spreading its chaos throughout the many verses. I've spent years searching for the one who might be able to match this great evil with an even greater good and bring back balance. All those years of searching have brought me here, to this universe, to you.
Hopefully by the end of this video, you will not only be more courageous, fearless, and intelligent, but full of energy and love to believe in yourself. That is all that is necessary to ascend. So let's begin.
And Dr. Newman, you're also an epidemiologist. I presume the prospect of a viral pandemic keeps you up at night as well?
No.
No?
No.
All right, well, that's our show.
No, mankind has been at war with the virus from the start. Sometimes millions of people die, as in an actual war, but in the end, we always win.
But you, just to be clear, you do think microorganisms pose a threat?
Oh, in the most dire terms.
Bacteria?
No.
You like saying no?
Yes.
Not bacteria, not viruses, so...
Fungus. Yes, that's the usual response. Fungi seem harmless enough. Many species know otherwise, because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control. Let me ask you, where do we get LSD from?
Where do you get it from?
It comes from ergot, a fungus. Psilocybin, also a fungus. Viruses can make us ill, but fungi can alter our very minds. There's a fungus that infects insects, gets inside an ant, for example, travels through its circulatory system to the ant's brain, and then floods it with hallucinogens, thus bending the ant's mind to its will. The fungus starts to direct the ant's behavior, telling it where to go, what to do, like a puppeteer with a marionette. And it gets worse. The fungus needs food to live, so it begins to devour its host from within, replacing the ant's flesh with its own. But it doesn't let its victim die, no. It keeps its puppet alive by preventing decomposition. How? Where do we get penicillin from?
Fungus. Dr. Schoenheis, you're in distress.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. And currently there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be able to withstand higher temperatures. But what if that were to change? What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer? Well, now, there is reason to evolve. One gene mutates, and an Ascomycetia, Candida, ergot, Cordyceps, Aspergillus, any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control, not of millions of us, but billions of us. Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary. And there are no treatments for this, no preventatives, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
So if that happens...
we lose.
Because there is a great war coming. All conscious beings are engaged in a battle already, though not all of us know it. The enemy's power is growing stronger every minute, and you have the weapon that will enable us to win.
Let's talk about this amazing show called The Last of Us, which you just saw the beginning of. This amazing show symbolizes in the most simplest way how fungus can take over a host and use it to feed off of and control in order to survive, which is a perfect example of the inherited human ego mind that is full of parasites and lower dimensional beings called voices.
We don't know.
They're saying it's a virus, some kind of parasite.
Also called a flyer's mind in the study of shamanism. So most thoughts are voices, and voices are from parasites, and parasites are inorganic microscopic beings with consciousness inside of your body. When you identify with that voice in your head as me, you forget who you really are, and your attention, your awareness is split in two. You are disconnected from your feminine energy, intuition, and heart as an ocean of emotional poison splits your awareness in two.
The best surgeon and the best superhero. But you still didn't get the girl.
Your heart and your feminine energy is disconnected as it is not the center of your focus, but rather the programs and voices inside of your head. That is why most films and shows have a traumatic event that separates the main character from their parents, child, or lover. This symbolizes the human drama of the identification of the ego mind and the ascension to the heart. Because pain is what pushes us to emerge with our higher purpose and why we are here. Pain is the catalyst to growth and new levels of consciousness.
They're connected.
More than you know. The fungus also grows underground. Long fibers like wires, some of them stretching over a mile. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else. Now they know where you are, now they come. You're not immune from being ripped apart. You understand? It's important. I'm trying to keep you alive.
The purpose in life is not to be the best, but to unite with your feminine energy. The only thing stopping us from this wholeness and love are unseen forces that feed off the energy of war and control. These unseen forces have kidnapped our mind.
Why was that octopus trying to eat you?
The thing was trying to kidnap me. It's like a henchman who works for a demon. All we knew is that they wanted to take my power for themselves.
What power?
I can travel the multiverse.
What?
You can physically move from one universe to another.
Mm-hmm.
How?
That's a problem. I don't know how. Can't control it. Only happens when I'm really, really afraid.
They only feed off of us when we are afraid, and it feeds off of our energy, which is multidimensional. And I want you to watch this clip to understand the symbolism of this inherited human mind.
The Darkhold.
You're familiar with the Darkhold?
I know it's the book of the damned, and that it corrupts everything and everyone that it touches. I wonder what it's done to you.
Have you ever wondered how the universe feeds itself? If we are the universe, which is the mind, then we also experience every single vibration and frequency of experience, which means we experience a vibrational match that we attract called thoughts and voices. The voices you attract is due to your frequency, your level of belief in self.
What kind of son abandons his own mother? We shall send a nightmares. We shall scream at her in her sleep. You have destroyed the lives of everyone you've ever cared for. You've come here for you. To feel special. If only Will had never met you.
And these voices and lower dimensional beings feeds off the lower states of being, which is created by thoughts that then influence your behavior. Because the way you act, your behavior, shows the way you think. And this is how the universe feeds itself, We lose and die because we identify with these voices, which then become programs and habits of behavior.
Go on. Make a ghost of me. I don't think they can hurt us if we hold on to what's real.
To cure ourselves, we must become aware by shifting our awareness from the mind into the heart.
They're gone.
From voices to silence.
I just believed I could. And I thought about us and everything we've been through. I didn't let them get into my head.
She's trying to get in their heads.
Sorcerers! Fortify your mind!
But this is the war. This is the work. This takes lifetimes to accomplish, because our kingdom has a god or an angel that is unconscious and unaware of its power.
For many millennia, the authority has ruled in the kingdom of heaven with absolute control. He named himself the Creator, the Father, the Almighty. He is none of those, but just an angel, like ourselves. And he rules with the dark angel by his side.
They're connected.
More than you know. The fungus also grows underground. Long fibers like wires, some of them stretching over a mile. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else. Now they know where you are, now they come. You're not immune from being ripped apart. You understand? It's important. I'm trying to keep you alive.
A spark of hope is alive among humankind. A bold leader is rallying warriors. He may be mortal, but his ambitions transcend his kind. A serpent has been summoned. A new Eve emerges. The time for a new rebellion is coming.
We must become aware of who we are allowing to rule our kingdom, our mind. We must take it back with courage, ambition, and intention. We must believe we can do anything and raise our energy up from the root to the crown, from hell to heaven. You have to realize that this mind makes you perceive itself as the creator, as God. It makes you think there is a God outside of yourself, that it is separate from you, that we must worship something beyond ourselves in order to experience a fulfilling life. But that is the way this mind tricks us and hypnotizes us in order to keep us under control. It places itself as king in your mind and rules over your kingdom until you become fully aware. This comes with a huge cost and is what we know as unconscious behavior. When we are hypnotized by the mind, our soul becomes severed from us. Our animal soul is the primal instinct and guidance in our lives. And our soul is what makes us human and divine. When we aren't allowed to express our heart and our higher emotions, it becomes severed due to these thoughts and voices.
The temple has been targeting our children for a while now. But in recent years, they began taking them away for training. Arya is the property of the temple. To her, I do not exist. There was only the authority. And the girl I knew, she's gone. But she's still my child.
I've seen this before. A demon has been severed.
She is not demonic.
I did not say she was. Forgive me. Please, if you'll allow me to explain. Still, Maria? Still. Del Maria and I are one. She is my demon, my soul, if you use that word. Aria's demon resided within. The link that binds us to our demon is immensely powerful. But when it is severed, well, very little remains. They are taking our souls, Ugunway, and with them our humanity, to make us easier to control, to make us this. I am gathering the greatest from every world, from even the heavens above. But I want you to help me wage my war. I will risk my own daughter, because the alternative, Commander, is what happened to yours. And I would risk everything and everyone to ensure that can never happen again. So I suggest you all ask yourselves, what are you willing to risk?
And our soul can transform itself into any animal it likes.
Demons. What are we looking for exactly?
Well, they look like animals, but they change depending on how you're feeling. So when Panther Wolverine, you know you've pissed her off.
This is what this reality does to our connection to our soul, our heart. But your animal soul is always available to you. You just have to open yourself up to the experience of expressing it to then receive it. You have to quiet the ego mind.
You know you could see your demon too, if you wanted. When you spoke to the angels in your cave, you held yourself in a special state of mind.
Like when Lyra read her alethiometer.
Exactly. We all see only what we expect to see. You only saw dust when you believed you were able to. Try it.
And you silence it with discipline, courage, personal power, and knowledge. This is how you save yourself and others.
Seorang perempuan yang tiba-tiba melakukan kekerasan menyerang 4 orang rekan kerja dan...
It's over. We are going home.
This is not my fucking home!
I'm staying. I mean, our luck had to run out sooner or later.
Fuck. She's infected.
Show me.
Oops. Take your bandage off.
Joel? This is real. Joel, she's fucking real. I need you to get her to Bill and Frank's.
No.
They'll take her off your hands. They'll handle it from here.
No, I can't. They won't take her. They're not gonna take her.
They will, because you'll convince them. Yes, you will. I never ask you for anything, not to feel the way I felt, not to... Will you shut the fuck up, because I don't have time. This is your chance. You get her there. You keep her alive. And you set everything right. All the shit we did. Please say yes, Joel. Please.
In my other videos, I talk about this inherited flyer's mind from shamanism, or the hive mind from Stranger Things, The Last of Us, The Matrix, and more. We all have an inherited mindset, and when we aren't conscious, it can take over us and turn us into mindless zombies, which is symbolized by people who do not have a purpose or intention in their life. And you can recognize this behavior in others. When people are just running off their programming and unaware, you can feel it as emotionally unstable and chaotic energy, which can be identified like an infection.
How many?
All of them. Maybe a minute.
What are you doing?
Making sure that they don't follow you. Say who you can say.
And this is why I love this show, because there's always a cure to this inherited mindset, this parasite, these voices. The only cure is to exit the mind matrix and stop identifying with it.
Your mind is being held hostage by your alternate self.
This inherited mindset is like having two parents that are constantly fighting with each other. And this show, His Dark Materials, does such an amazing job at symbolizing and showing this. This symbolizes the two aspects of consciousness, the conscious mind, which is masculine, and the subconscious mind, which is feminine. The conscious mind is assertive but unaware of its darkness due to its pain, and the subconscious mind controls the darkness but limits its expression due to its fear.
Your love for Lyra is your salvation and your downfall. When you think of her, I can read you as easily as a reflection in still water. You have an extraordinary power to suppress the best of yourself. When the time comes, use it. Metatron is a seer. A mortal who has not confronted their own darkness is as helpless as a child before him.
Well then, Azrael is no match for him. Right, so we are doomed.
When we identify with the mind and these parents, we experience pain and fear. Once you can understand the truth about this inherited mind and how our behavior is influenced by these voices, you'll know the ones you can save and those who you can't. When you don't have a connection to your soul, an emptiness fills you, a deep longing.
What does it feel like being this far away from him? From Pan?
It's like an iron hand is gripped around my heart and is yanking it out between my ribs.
And it's mental too, right? As if some private, secret thing's been dragged out into the open.
Yeah.
You know, you always said I must have a demon, and I never believed you. Now it feels like I've known her my whole life.
Fear and anger is your body's reaction to an inorganic being inside of you, to a foreign enemy. That is why the body reacts that way.
Of salvation. I am your only hope of salvation.
Who are you? I said, who's there?
Your maker. Your destroyer. Only the righteous will escape damnation. Heretics must be punished. Strike down my enemies, and you will be forgiven. Resist me, and you'll
be damned.
And most have become so used to this voice and this vibration that it's more comforting to be afraid and allow this other voice to be judgmental, abusive, blame others, go to war with strangers without any motive besides being right and the other wrong. This separation from yourself and others comes from this inherited human mind. An implanted and inherited mind, like an infection. We are not thoughts that create chemical addictions and reactions called emotion, which influence our behavior. We are energy, the breath, the warmth, this electrical charge capable of creating life and reality. We are energy, love, and motion, which means we have to act because actions speak louder than words.
I've come here to tell you to trust yourself. Trust your power.
I can't control it.
Yes, you can. You have been all along. Every time you opened a portal, you sent us exactly where we needed to go.
What about the first time?
Even that led you to this moment.